What is up, Sooner Nation? Welcome to the Sooner Surge for a Sooner Surge game time video as the Sooners go into Death Valley tonight to take on LSU, 6 o'clock kick. Big day ahead in college football. Before we get started on this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button, you turn on your notifications, you like this video, and you also check out the Fanstop at thefanstop.com. Great ideas for Christmas. Go to their website, thefanstop.com. Hunter, you got OU LSU tonight. Let's just get some opening thoughts as the Sooners go into Death Valley, a place that's going to be rocking tonight. OU coming off a massive game in which they just out-physicaled Alabama. Will that continue? Opening thoughts.
Yeah, for Oklahoma, their first time down in Baton Rouge, which is crazy. Only the fourth time they've ever played LSU, but fan bases don't like each other. I mean, over the last 20 years, you look at the national championship game and Kewan Jones, Jason White, all of that, and then you look at the Peach Bowl a few years ago, and when that just dominant LSU team just put a beating on Oklahoma down in Atlanta. And yeah, so maybe this brews into a rivalry with the SEC and Oklahoma not having Oklahoma State on the schedule anymore so that they don't have a rivalry week game. And then LSU, they play their rivalry games earlier in the season, not on rivalry week. So who knows? And for Oklahoma, it's consistency has been the issue. But they found something against Alabama running the football. Can they do that on the road in Death Valley, one of the toughest places to play? And oh, by the way, it's even tougher because it's a night game. I don't know yet. So that's something we'll see tonight. And I mean, you look on the LSU side of things, I mean, they cannot afford to lose this game. Brian Kelly cannot lose this game. He cannot finish 7-5 at LSU. It's unacceptable to do that there. And it could cost him his job if that were to happen.
If OU wins, they're also 7-5, which is unacceptable at the University of Oklahoma as well. The big key is, how much is this team going to play for Brian Kelly? That's kind of been, if you've talked to anyone around LSU, that's something they've talked about. They're a team that's also been hurt by injury. Perkins, a linebacker. OU's definitely been decimated by injuries, but tonight it looks like Javonte Barnes is going to be able to go. It looks like Brennan Thompson also was not on the injury report list, which was a little bit shocking. But listen, my thoughts for tonight, Hunter. I think OU's in massive trouble if they throw the ball more than 20 times. They've got to keep the passes under 20 and try to pound the ball again. You get Barnes back. I really hope, Hunter, that this does not cause OU to play Xavier Robinson less. I think they should still go with the guy who's been hot. Use Barnes as well. Use them together. They're both power guys, physical guys. And if you want to run physical football, those are the two guys. You can sprinkle in Tatum every now and then. He's had the ball security issues. But on the other side of things, OU's got to be able to stop Caden Durham. OU's got to stop the run. OU's been phenomenal against the run this year. I think that's the recipe for success. Make them one-dimensional. They're not as good as at receiver as they've been in the past, but they are pretty good. Nussmeier's a good back.
They're really good. I mean, Kyron Lacey is one of the best receivers in college football and hasn't been talked about a whole lot because of kind of how this season has went for LSU. And mentioning Barnes, Jerm, I would expect them to go two back or a two-man rotation between Barnes, Robinson. Barnes probably going to be the first one to trot out there if he's playing. He's listed as available on the availability report. He got taken off Friday night at 7 o'clock when that came out. But I would be shocked if they go any deeper than that, other than the occasional sprinkle in. I mean, Taylor Tatum fumbled against Alabama. He didn't get the ball again the rest of the game. So I think that's a little telling. And with how Xavier Robinson has been playing these past 5 quarters, how was he not playing earlier on? The kid's special, true freshman from down the road at Carl Albert. I mean, he did it all throughout high school. It was unbelievable watching them in high school, and now you watch them in college, and that's what you expect them to do. So that will be something to watch. You mentioned the 20 passing attempts for Oklahoma. I don't know if they'll actually be able to be under that. I think with what LSU is going to see on tape with Oklahoma, they're going to try to make Oklahoma have to pass the football. Plain and simple, they're going to try to shut down the run and force it that way. So if Oklahoma's passing at under 20 attempts, Jerm, I think it's going to be a multiple possession touchdown or multiple possession win for Oklahoma.
Well, they only threw it 11. Oh, you're multiple possession win for
Yeah.
Oklahoma. Okay.
Yes,
I was
for Oklahoma. Yeah.
that's a good segue to the Sooner standouts. I know you're probably not going to have the same one as mine because I've got a unique couple. So we'll start with you, Hunter. Sooner standout in offense, defense, and special teams.
Offense, I'm going to go with Xavier Robinson. He has been dominant these past 5 quarters for Oklahoma. I think that continues. Again, not sure on how much Oklahoma can keep the ball rolling in the run game because consistency has been an issue with this team. But I think Xavier Robinson's special and he's going to have another good game, even if the run game as a whole isn't as dominant as it has been in the past week against Alabama. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Danny Stutzman's potentially his final game in the Sooner uniform if he chooses not to play in the bowl game. And up for the Buckets Award, going to try to stat pad a little bit there. I think he's going to have a massive game, and Oklahoma's going to need him in a very difficult place to play in Death Valley. And then for special teams, it's got to be the same guy it should have been all year. Luke Elzinga, one of the best punters in the country, has been one of Oklahoma's best players the entire season. Anytime they need him, he steps up to the moment and is able to flip the field. I think he does that tonight.
Yeah, I don't know about stat padding. It'd be hard to do defensively, how they're going to do that. I'm going to start on the defensive side of things. I like the fact that it's some of these guys' last game, regular season game at Oklahoma. RSJ's kind of been non-existent, Hunter, the last few weeks. Hasn't played great, but I'm going to go the other safety. I think Billy Bowman's going to end his career in style with at least one interception tonight against Nussmeier. So I got Billy Bowman as my defensive Sooner standout. On the offensive side, I agree. They're going to stack the box, Hunter. They're going to stack the box. They're going to sell out to stop the run. And I think J.J. Hester is going to make him pay on a couple of big shots. So I'm going to go Hester as my Sooner standout on offense, and on special teams, I'm going to senior Schmidt. This is a game you're going to have to make field goals. You're going to get in the red zone, I think. OU's going to get in the red zone. They're not going to score tutties on every one. Schmidt's going to have to be a very prominent part of the scoring tonight. So I've got Schmidt as my Sooner standout in special teams. It's time for some score predictions, some picks, and there are some huge slate of games today. We'll start with this first one starting right now. It's Ohio State, Michigan. Can Ryan Day actually beat the Wolverines?
Yes, because this Michigan team is bad. They're just bad. Their 2 best players are out. Will Johnson, the heart and soul of their defense, is out in this game. It's in Columbus. Ohio State gets the win, and they move into the Big Ten championship next week against Oregon.
I have Ohio State winning as well. I think Will Howard, something that's kind of haunted Ohio State in the past is they haven't played great in cold weather. When C.J. Stroud was there, Will Howard thrives on that and played at K-State. He's used to this temperature. This is exactly what he wants. I think Ohio State wins, but I think it's closer than people think. You move to the 2:30 slot. You have Alabama and Auburn, right, in Tuscaloosa. Who do you got, Hunter?
Alabama's coming off of just a terrible loss, 21 points on the road to a 500 Oklahoma team. That's something that can't happen at Alabama, but it did. But their season's not technically over yet. They're still right in that playoff picture. They're going to keep it alive, and they're going to get their first home win against Auburn without Nick Saban as their head coach.
That's a crazy stat, and you're right. This team was dead, absolutely dead after last week. But now, because of what the committee did and put them right ahead of Ole Miss and South Carolina, they have new life. They're sitting really pretty if you look at some things and some things that might happen above them. I've got Bama winning in this one as well. That takes us to the nightcap. Texas A&M. Winner goes to the SEC title game to face Georgia next week. Who do you got, Hunter?
Texas. Texas is going to win this game. This is a rivalry renewed. one of the benefits of conference realignment, one of the best rivalries in terms of not in the biggest, like not in that top 5 stage, but because Texas's bigger rival is Oklahoma, but just kind of the bad blood between them and A&M, everything that's happened over, I mean, really the past 15 years as the A&M went to the SEC, Texas stayed in the Big 12. Now they're back into the same conference. Texas is going to win this game, and they're going to go play Georgia in the SEC championship next week.
I've got A&M in this game, and I'll tell you why. It's because Mike Elko. I think he thrives in big games, big moments. They're going to try to physical Texas, and right now Quinn Ewers listed as probable, going to be a go. It looks like, but one or two shots, you just never know on the quarterback. I like the home team in this one. I got the Aggies playing Georgia next week for the SEC title game, and that's pretty shocking that Texas A&M would be in the SEC title game. No one projected that before this season started. And now you got the OU LSU game, Death Valley, first trip to Death Valley, 6:00 kick. Give us a score prediction, Hunter.
Consistency has been the issue for Oklahoma all year. They're coming off of a massive win. I think they keep this close, but again, it's Death Valley and it's at night. I don't know how much Oklahoma is going to be able to depend on the run in the ways that they did against Alabama. I think they're going to have to figure out how to throw the football. I don't know how that's going to work. I mean, the offensive line has been better in the run game. It was great last week. In the pass game, we don't really know because, I mean, you look at how little they've thrown the football over the last few weeks. And before that, you were talking about record-breaking performances in the wrong way. I'm picking LSU 28-21. They get the win at night in Death Valley.
Hunter, I've got the Sooners in this one, and I know it's going to seem like I'm, crimson-colored glasses, but I think the recipe for success last week against Bama, you're going in against LSU, a team that's been worse against the run than Alabama, a team that I don't know where they are mentally under Brian Kelly. I think OU's got enough variety in the running game. They can still mix it up, take a couple of shots. I think this is definitely low scoring. I've actually got OU winning this one 20-17 Sooners with a Schmidt field goal to win it at the end of regulation. So there you have it. Fans, we want you to drop your comments in the chat. Who do you have in these games nationally? Give us your Sooner standouts. Thanks for watching our channel. Hit the subscribe button, and we will see you immediately after the game for an instant reaction.